Start smart with Sumstart, the smart way to start your sums. Hello and welcome to The Lucky Roll, an eclectic channel for eclectic games. I'm Sean.
And I'm Eric.
And today we're looking at Sumstart. Now, this is an educational board game aimed at children engaging with basic math for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game designed by Peter Costello, who's an Irish designer, and
we love that.
Well, we always like to try and support Irish designers and creators, but it's not normally the type of game we'd cover here in The Lucky Roll because it's quite niche. I think both Eric and I finished basic math about 200 million years ago.
Yeah.
But Peter, nevertheless, asked us to have a look at it. And the more we looked at it, Eric, the more we liked it.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's a pretty good educational tool at the very least because you're just trying to get to 1 to 10 using your basic maths by rolling the dice. Now, the dice only goes up to 6. So when you roll 1, you can put 1 into 1 and 2 into 2 and 3 into 3 until we get to 6, where we meet 7, where you have to start adding, obviously. So if I roll the 3, I can put the 3 into the 7 slot here, and then I know I will need 4 or any other number that can add me up to 7. And what's nice about these individually cut wood tiles is that I can't get the number wrong. I can't go over it because it won't ever fit.
It's quite clever in that aspect because there's a lot of little clues here for children who would want to kind of engage with numbers for the first time, to kind of come to terms with them, as it were. I'm lucky enough to be married to a primary school teacher, and I showed this to her, and she was quite impressed because there's a lot of ways for kids to kind of engage. So like you said, there was the kind of the spatial size aspect of it. So I mean, you can see here that 3 and 3 and 1 will fit on top of the 7, but 3, 3 and 2 will not. So kids have a lot of little clues here, not only just in terms of the actual size of the piece, but there's alliteration as well. So I mean, here you'd have, say, 7 swans, or 3 tigers, or 4 frogs, as it were. So it's quite clever in the sense that there's a lot of little clues for kids to kind of come to terms with and engage with, even in terms like, say, things like division or multiplication. You have a 3 that will go into the 3 once. You'll have 2 3s that will fit into 6, but they won't fit into 7. They won't fit into 8. But 3 of them will fit into 9. So it's a clever way for kind of kids to engage or focus on specific numbers. But even with the dice, the fact that you can make a game of it is fun. So I mean, okay, if we're being competitive, you were saying there about the 7 that you rolled a 3 and you were looking to roll a 4.
Yeah.
But I decided to roll a 2 instead. It changes the dynamic because instead of rolling another 4, we need another 2 to get into it, or even a 1. So it's not that it forces kids, but it gets kids to kind of think competitively a little bit when it comes to basic number.
And you're working cooperatively there, whereas most of the game modes, and there is up to 9 in the rule book, you're competitive, like I'm odds, you're evens.
Yeah.
Or it's not just about addition, you could have subtraction as well. In that if you have 3 trees in here, like you said, you also never get the sum wrong. So I roll my 3 again here, and I take away 3 from 9. 3 from 9 is 6. I have my answer automatically. I can add that up myself. Again, if I did that again, 6 minus 3, I have the answer straight away. So you can't really kind of go wrong with your subtraction that way.
And even if you wanted to focus on a certain number, I mean, there's 42 pieces in here.
Yes.
So you could just give kids a combination of 3s and 2s and 1s, and they'd be able to kind of fill out the board accordingly themselves. So I mean, if I was a teacher, I would like to have this in my repertoire as a basic tool for teaching maths to smallies for the first time. But I mean, that's the opinion of, well, my wife, who was a teacher, but Peter also got testimonials for other teachers who found it quite interesting and engaging for their kids. But I think the real test is your boys.
Yeah. So, like, I think, one, you could maybe take the dice out if you just wanted to be purely educational, not play the game. But my boys did find it interesting and fun, despite the fact that they're actually out of this range of maths. They do like tens and double digits and stuff like that, but they did still find it fun, and they were still competitive. You know, their brothers, there's still a bit of hardship there. When you lose the game, you feel hard done by. You go off, you might sulk for a wee bit, and then you come back and play the game again. But they were never really hard done by, in that, because the game was quick enough, so they always came back. And what's nice, the way you put it when we were talking about it before, was that it was like, it's nice to see kids competitive about something like maths, numbers, because like kids being kids, I don't ever think I wanted to do my homework. I don't know about you, but this is a sneaky way to kind of get maths education into them.
Well, it's also kind of a creative little way as well, because it's primarily an educational tool rather than a game. Depending on what way you find the child engaging with it, you can kind of customize your own rules, you know, or customize your own circumstances for the game to kind of get them to engage with that a little bit more. So it's quite clever in that little aspect. It's also it's very cost effective. It's very eco friendly. I mean, it's made of wood. And Peter does them to order, really. You know? But a very clever, ingenious little thing. And if I ever fall into a coma and forget basic math, I'll want this to kind of bring me back, if you know what I mean. Yeah,
I think I wouldn't be surprised if I saw more of this in a classroom easily enough. Like, it is handy. It is very useful.
It's also quite durable. So I mean, it's
being made out of wood. Yeah, it's going to take a beating from 3 to 8-year-olds, especially in a school setting.
So if you want to be a kind of a sneaky, productive parent and sneak this into, say, a Santa sock, or a kind of a secondary birthday present, or a non too subtle hint for, you know, or even if you just want to kind of, you know, play math with your children at home, you know, it's an ingenious and great value for money little thing.
Yeah, so I think if you want to know more about it, or see if he can ship it to your country or into you in Ireland, go to sumstart.com, and I'm sure he can sort you out.
So, as always, if you enjoy these videos, please like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, and until next time, good luck.
God bless.
And stay safe.